Watching an out with the brand new Samsung Galaxy S4 here in the first hands-on from New York, where it was announced today, and it's coming out already in April with LTE built in. It's working worldwide, and as you can see here, we have a beautiful 5-inch full HD screen, as we already know it from a few other smartphones. But this has, of course, a little bit of a new interface, and of course also new apps. But let's first check out the hardware. So as always, we have on the bottom here the micro USB and the microphone, volume control here on the left side. On top there is the 3.5mm jack and an infrared hole actually, so you can even control your TV and everything else. There is an on and off switch on this side, and on the back 30-megapixel camera with flash, and of course a beautiful logo here. And you can take off completely the back where you will find a 2600 milliamp battery below this black version. But there's also of course a white version where we can see here on the bottom we have the speaker, then of course camera, micro SD card reader, SIM card reader, micro SIM card reader actually, and there is a few more ports there. You will find maybe in the future something else. For example, wireless charging could be accessible through these two pins, but there was nothing announced in that direction. Otherwise, you can see here the back is again really flexible, and yeah, let's just put it back on and compare to with a few other smartphones that I have with me here right now. As you can see, actually, there we go. So you just have to push it back on, and then let's see what the smartphone can do with this big battery and Android 4.1, of course. So let's see here in the apps. We have the standard Android apps, but you will see that we have some new things like the group play, where you can access different speakers, for example, from other Samsung Galaxy S4 users, and do multiple and do more than one speaker, for example. S-Voice, you already know that, but we have a new feature, for example, the S-Translate feature, where you can, for example, translate a German word. You can let it say the German word also to English, as you can see here, but you can choose from a different list of languages. Here, Chinese, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, Spanish, all the important ones right now. Maybe there will be more in the future, but I think these are the most important ones. And it even works without internet. If you are somewhere else in the world, you don't always have internet, so that's of course quite a handy feature. Especially you can let it, or I can just talk to the phone and it will automatically translate it. You don't even have to type it actually if you don't want to. So otherwise, what else do we have here? We have a camera, but it's not a regular camera. The front camera it has 2 megapixels HD, and you can see here on the top there's actually a camera in the back also, where you can see everything that's happening in the back. You can move this around to see what's happening on the back camera side. What's actually more interesting is probably doing it the other way around. So you can have people in the back and yourself also in the front, and you can do a beautiful photo where this actually combines two people if there is a third person not around to shoot the picture. This works also in video mode, not only in photo mode, and you can choose between different shapes, for example cubism, and you can make this bigger, smaller, as you would like. So this is quite innovative. And what else? We have of course the brand new scrolling feature, where you can just go onto a website, for example, and you don't even have to touch the screen to scroll. You can actually just go over it with your hand, but you have to watch out not to go left and right. Otherwise, the sensor on the top will actually go to the next and last website. But you can also scroll up and down. But it's quite sensitive, as you can see actually here. But it works. So we have of course buttons on the bottom here, touch buttons, back, and the settings button. And well, there's not much else to show you actually, except for let's see how it looks like compared to Samsung Galaxy S3 in white, with a white cover actually. This is a blue one also, but you can see this is actually quite the same size, but there was more space here on the bottom, and it has a smaller screen. Both are actually the maximum brightness, and we have the white ones actually on the other side, but the cords are too short. But you can imagine it's white on the back and on the front, but this is the blue one here, or the actually black one, how it's called. And then compared to Sony Xperia Z, you can see here also that Samsung is quite smaller, but the speed should be about the same, since both have the Qualcomm processor inside to support LTE worldwide. Both actually should have the same camera also. Now this is a little bit unfair with the Apple iPhone 5 compared. The Samsung Galaxy S4 is of course a lot bigger, but you can imagine that the features in the Samsung are quite a few more. For example, S-Health is also installed now, and a few other features like, for example, photo reader and a story album. Story album is also quite nice because if you take pictures on a day and you want to add them to a story album, it will tell you to do a story. And we have also here the Nokia Lumia 920, where you can see here also that the size is about the same, and of course the speed also. But in terms of the thickness, the Samsung is of course a lot thinner, which you can see here, but the camera is also quite different. Samsung didn't advertise at all that they have good low light capabilities, so we have to try that out later when it comes out in April. Otherwise, when you compare to the Sony Xperia Z, you can see here that the Xperia is also the same thickness, but that's actually waterproof, so that's of course a plus point here for Sony. So this was the brand new Samsung Galaxy S4 here in the first hands-on from New York. We don't have more time now, so you can see this is a beautiful phone. Thank you much for watching. Till next time, peace and again.